welcome to this another episode of Talk the Journey. Y'all see the big bright smile on my face? It's because I'm outdoors. Today we're in, where the journey took us today? Well, we're already here. We're in Hector's River, Portland. We're at the Happy Grove High School. Today we will be highlighting the history of Happy Grove High School, the principal, the teachers, the students, impact of COVID, all of that on today's program. On this program, we share the journey of a multiplicity of persons from all race, strata, sector, and profession. Let's take you on this journey.
Hi, I am Monique Grant-Facey, principal of Happy Grove High School. Let's take the journey.
And here we are with Mrs. Monique Grant-Facey. Mrs. Facey, thank you for having us here at your school.
You're welcome.
I was just saying to my crew, you know, let us get this thing together before you throw us out of your school. So thank you so much again for having us. But Mrs. Facey, I want to start off by how cool it is, because we're right across from the sea, from the beach. So I'm wondering, at any point, do you have to send your teachers to go over to the beach to call any of your students?
No, we don't.
Well, that's
students
good.
are not allowed.
All right, great. You have security?
Yes, we do.
Perfect. All right, so tell me a little about the school. Tell me about how did the school started? Is it a part of a church?
Yes.
How did it start?
Happy Grove High was started by the Quakers in 1898. It's the
1898.
Yes.
How many years is that?
The 11th oldest high school in Jamaica.
Oh.
We just celebrated our anniversary.
Wow.
Actually. So we have been around for quite some time. We have evolved from being a girls' school to being a school where we usually board students to now being a co-ed institution.
So Happy Grove High School was an all-girls school?
At one point.
Okay. And you used to board students?
Yes, we did. The facilities that we usually house students in those years, it's no longer available, but you can still see some of the remnants if you visit the other side of the campus, which is referred to as Andrews Hall.
And it's big.
Yes, it is.
I almost got lost because there are so many different departments.
Well, some persons assume that it's a very small school, but we actually sit on more land acreage than many of the other schools which are in Jamaica.
Right. And it's so conducive for learning. It's very cool. The scenery,
yes, it is.
It's gorgeous.
It's very beautiful.
Why didn't I come to Mommy, why didn't I come to Happy Grove High School? Tell me though about the church involvement with the school.
The church is still very involved in our institution. They make up most of our school board, which they are very active governors of the school, totally involved. They support us, whether it's academically or financially, also socially, they are there for us. Every year we can count on them to make a very considerable contribution to the school that helps to enhance what we do here at Happy Grove.
So the Quaker, is it based overseas or is it a Jamaica? It's based in Jamaica.
It's an international organization. We have local churches. Quite a number of them are still in Jamaica, even though they are not as popular as some of the other denominations, but they are very organized. So and it's still organized internationally. And it's still heavily involved in the church. Yes.
So you would have other branches, not only overseas, but in Jamaica as well?
Yes.
Okay. So you have other schools overseas?
There are schools that are led by the Quakers overseas.
Okay. All right. So tell me about your classes. There you have sixth form is at the school currently?
We just restarted our sixth form program in last school year. After an absence of some 37 years, we restarted.
Wow.
last school year with 20 students, and I am very proud to say they did extremely well after wetting their feet for the first time. You know, being absent for 37 years and you're going into something new, they did very well. We got 100% passes in 5 of the subjects that we entered
Wow.
students for, and in the other 2 we just had 1 or 2 students failing, but they did very well and it's very commendable.
That's good. So you have from grade 7
To 13.
to 13.
Yes.
What is the community like, though? What is the community involvement in the school?
I would say the school is the art of the community, in the sense that the community lives on the existence of the school being here. When school is out, the community is basically silent. Or when school is on,
Yes.
things are happening. So the
Right.
community really depends on the school being here.
And you have other students that are not a part of the community that would come from St. Thomas, from Port Antonio.
Well, actually, the majority of our students commute over 30 miles to and from school.
30 miles.
To and from school on a daily basis. We have very few students from the immediate environs coming to Happy Grove. The majority of our students come in from St. Thomas as far away as Yallas and sometimes Bull Bay. And we have students from Western Portland as well.
But you have other schools in those areas. Why they pass all those schools and
This is
end up
Happy
here
Grove.
at the Happy Grove?
Yes.
Very well. I'll say no more on that. All right, so let me dive in a little with your background, Mrs. Facey, because you were at Titchfield before
Yes.
before you got here. What was that transition like?
It was challenging because Titchfield was my comfort zone. It's
You
where,
went to sorry,
Yes.
you went to Titchfield High
Yes.
School? Okay.
It's where I spent 18 years of my career. So I was comfortable there. But when I was asked to actually apply for the job to come to Happy Grove, I was not really willing to leave, because when you're comfortable doing something, you prefer to stay there.
Right.
But I had gotten to a point where it was really time to leave.
Yes.
So I took up the challenge. It was a totally different ball ground, but with the grace of God, I've been able to stick to my grounds, to stand up for what I believe in, do what I believe in, because I believe that my purpose in life is to serve and to serve the nation's children.
Right.
So I am here to serve, and until when it is time for me to move on, God's been willing for me to move on, then I'll do so.
Okay. How many years have you, because you are the principal, how many years have you been
This
here?
is my 6th school year here at
school
Happy
year.
Grove. Yes.
Oh, okay. And you'll be here, as I said, until...
Until when the
Until
Lord
when?
says otherwise.
So you allow the Lord to lead you?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. What are some of we mentioned sixth form, what are some of the subject areas that are offered at sixth form?
We do the business subjects because we're very strong in the business here at Happy Grove. I can boast about my business department, always getting excellent passes. So when we decided to venture back into offering the programs at the Cape level, we went for the business areas. So we do management of business and entrepreneurship. We also offer foods and nutrition, electrical, environmental science, and physical education. Because we do not have the manpower in all the departments to branch out into all the different subject areas. But as we move forward, as we progress from year to year, we will venture into the arts as well and the sciences.
I have seen one of your teacher here at Happy Grove. He's always posting something about Happy Grove. Yes. His name is Kill Davis. He's always posting something, because I will see him, you know, with students before COVID, actually, yes, with students on field trips, going to universities, and I'm not sure if it's a workshop or something, but there's always something. Happy Grove is always involved. Tell me about some of the involvement.
Well, we try as much as possible to offer our students the experiences that will make them do better academically and socially. So you find that teachers will engage the students in different events that will help them to build their self-confidence and to help them to manage the subject area more and more. Of course, the teachers will look at what is being offered out there and they will say, all right, we need to get involved in this, we need to do this. And as long as they're willing to support the students, the administration is willing to push them along the way, to provide the resources which are necessary. So we enter stuff like debate, 4-H. We try to go to the maths competition as well as often as possible. So you will see us there at the National Maths event that is held at the University of the West Indies. And anything else that will help our students, we are for it.
What about sports? Because I know when it's football season, I know the community take the football thing serious, you know.
Yes.
They take it very serious. No joke when it come on to Manchester and Happy Grove, when it come on to champs, boys and girls champs, when it comes on to the football. Football season normally starts in what, September?
Yes.
September. So it's a community involvement.
Yes.
Tell me about the sports department. Are you still heavily involved in netball, football, track? Tell me about that.
Well, for some time we were absent from being actively involved in some of the areas, but we continued to push for football, and over the years we have done well in the Costa Cup. Last season we actually went out of the zone, and we should have actually been in the top four, how I see it, but we really lost some ground.
Biased, Ms. Spacey,
I'm not biased.
It's your school.
No, I'm not biased. We won the zone, and I can tell you that if we had really kept our composure out there, we would have gone on even further, because I think basically we threw away the last match that we lost at Carter Park. We could have gone on to the next round.
Right.
We had an awesome team, and I brag about them, and I want to say that all the boys who were in grade 11 and grade 12, they did extremely well at their external exams as well.
Oh, nice.
So they're coming back to school, you know, progressing to grades 13 and 12 respectively. So we are proud of that. So we're still actively involved in football. We started back with netball. This is what would have been our 4th season, and we have made people know that we're back. And it's because of COVID where we are not out there beating up everybody else, but we are back. And we started revamping the track and field program as well, but the COVID-19 thing seems to be putting a damper on things. But the coach is going ahead, he's pushing, still having the students doing their preparation online. So if they say we're going ahead with Eastern Champs, we'll be there.
I should have asked this question earlier on in the program. What's the population like?
So over 1,200 students.
Over 1,200 students. And is it a shift system?
No, it's not. It's a whole day school.
Whole day. So school will start from what, 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock, and we end at 2:30.
And we end at 2:30. On that note, Ms. Spacey, we are going to take a break. Please stay with us. We are speaking with Mrs. Monique Grant Facey, and we're here at Happy Grove High School. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Bloom Care Center offers residential and non-residential geriatric and recuperative care. We're focused on improving and maintaining the health and wellness of our clients. Registered with the Ministry of Health and Wellness, we're located at 130 Moonlight Bay, St. Margaret's Bay, Portland, Jamaica, West Indies. Our settings are salubrious with well-trained staff and attention to details. Contact us at 876-913-3247 and 876-368-1493. Email us at bloomcarecenter@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Let us help you care for those you care for.
We're back. We're here with Mrs. Spacey. Mrs. Spacey is giving us the history of the Happy Grove High School. It's such a breath of fresh air. It's very cool here where they are located right across from the sea. So it's very cool. So we'll continue with Mrs. Spacey. Mrs. Spacey, what is the motto of the school?
It's Ad Agendum Semper Parati.
Repeat that, Mrs. Spacey.
Ad Agendum Semper Parati.
What does that mean?
Always be prepared for action.
Always be prepared for
Yes.
action.
So as Grovians, we're always prepared to move mountains, always prepared to help each other, always prepared to go the extra mile, and we live by it. We infuse it into our core values, and it's one of the things that I admire about the staff, that when we say we're going to do something, we just put our shoulders to the wheel and we move.
Get it done.
Yes.
The school color is purple, yellow,
It's purple and gold.
purple and gold. Is there a meaning behind the colors?
The school colors came from some plants that were growing in abundance in the area, the marigold and the vervine. They're not so common about the area anymore, but that's where they got the school colors from. But we're royalty, so we stand behind our purple and gold, flaunt it in the other people's faces, and just say that we're Grovians.
Okay. No, I understand. All right. So COVID-19. School is not in school is still in session, but not physical, face-to-face at this point, which I heard earlier on today on the news that as of November 9th, some schools will meet face-to-face. How has COVID impacted the students, the teachers? How has COVID impacted the school overall?
It has had a tremendous impact on our operations, but as I said before, the staff, we live by our motto, always be prepared for action. Remember when we went through, when the shutdown was announced on that Thursday afternoon, by the Monday morning, I had school online, and I did not have to ask anyone to say.
The following Monday?
Yes, we were online. Teachers just got going. Whether it was WhatsApp or Google Classroom, they were there and they were ready to continue the teaching learning process. So it's something that I had to really commend them for, how they decided that yes, things have changed, but we are not going to shirk from our duties. So the majority of our teachers were online. The major drawback was getting to some of our students. Some of them, they will log in, but they would not do anything. So we recognize that, of a fact, they were just being impacted negatively by what was now happening, this new norm. They're accustomed to seeing their teachers live, and now you have to be engaging them on the social media platform, and it was not something they were accustomed to. So some did not show up and do anything actually. But I think we have navigated well. In September, we started grades 11 and 10 on the 21st of September. So they have been online for over 5 weeks now. And the teachers have been doing an awesome job with the students. In terms of our psychosocial support, our guidance counselors, the Dean of Discipline, and our HFLE teacher, they rendered their assistance as well. They have reached out to students. What I love about our teachers is that even though you know that the guidance department is the ones who are supposed to be dealing with, or they are charged with dealing with psychosocial support, all of our teachers speak about psychosocial support. So even if they're stressed, they're thinking about the students. So you find that within their classrooms, teachers will say, Miss, we haven't seen this student for quite some time. So they will send the information in so that the guidance counselors can get on it. So they will make the calls to follow up with the students. We have an awesome set of people working as grade supervisors. And they themselves, when it comes on to finding students, they dig them out.
I was about to ask, Mrs. Facey, how do you reach the students?
As I said, the people that I work with, they're just awesome. And I can tell you, we got our WhatsApp groups up, and in a matter of days, we have 170-something students in grade 11. And in a matter of days, my grade 11 supervisor found over 160 students by just networking. And they're all in one group now. So we're able to find our students by just hitting the ground, finding one person to say, I know you're friends with John Brown, and that person will put you on to someone else. And that's how we have been, helping each other to navigate, because even though the guidance department is charged with the responsibility. It's not something that we can leave up to them alone. What we have done also as a school is to timetable the guidance sessions for psychosocial support to the students, so the students can meet with them in a Google Classroom situation as well, where they see the counselors and they have discussions with them and they get the same sort of support from our HFLE teacher.
But what support do you get from the ministry from the Ministry of Education?
I would want to commend our senior officer of secondary, Mrs. Yashika Blackwood Grant. She has been there with us and the team from March when we went through the shutdown, you know, just supporting us, providing us with resources that we need. And I really want to commend them for that. But they're there supporting. What we wish for them to do, though, is to have more of the discussions with us before we hear things in the media. That is what I would wish would happen.
Okay. Tell me a little though about your alumni body.
We have a local chapter, which was very active, but they have lost a number of members, of long-standing members who were really pushing the association. I think that has really hampered them, but they're supporting. We have several overseas chapters who have been there as well, supporting us. As a school, we were able to offer care packages to over 500 students in total.
Happy Grove did that?
Yes, we do things, but we don't talk, because
Yes.
we have a principle that if we do something, we do not need to let everybody know. So if I do arms, it's as the word of God says, my right hand doesn't have to know that my left hand did it. So we reach out to our students. We offer them the care packages at the expense of the school and the Alumni Association that really supported us in doing this. And the students are very grateful for that support that they got.
Wow.
And we will continue to do so throughout this period, because we recognize our student population, that they're coming from some of the lowest strata homes in our society. Many of them, the parents have been laid off, so we know that we have to support them as much as is possible. So even on a daily basis, we have students that actually come to school to do their classes because they don't have devices at home. There is no internet at home, so they're here. So we support them.
So they come and use
yes,
the
they
internet
come and
at
use the
school.
internet at school. And our devices as well that are in the IT lab. So we have to support our children, they're ours, and we have to give them all of the support they need to ensure that they
I can
continue
hear the love and the care in your voice, Mrs.
to be
Stacey.
educated.
What makes Happy Grove High School different from any other high school?
The people. Yes.
The people.
Yes. And I can say it without apology, any apology to anybody, that it's the greatest place on the face of the earth. Why? I've never seen people bending backwards so much for children that are not theirs. I can tell you, when you see teachers saying to students, you're not going home until I get this SBA from you. It's your SBA, but I need it.
Right.
Because I'm not sending up a blank space for you. When you see a teacher...
But you have some teachers that don't really care about that. They give you the work, they give you the material, and okay, you do it. If you don't do it, it's your future. It's up to you. Oh, well.
Not at Happy Grove. They go more than the extra mile, because it's about the students. When you talk about a late submission, even if the teacher will have to go to the coordinator to say, sir, I will put it in myself, they're going to do that.
I was coming up, Mrs. Facey, with one of your teacher, Mr. Renford, and he saw a parent and he was like, I did not get so-and-so from this student,
Yes.
and I need to get this so-and-so. And he was very strict and serious about getting his assignment and also getting his work out there. So that's the kind of teachers you have here, Mrs.
Yes,
Facey.
I can tell you, I have parents, well, Mr. Renford wouldn't know what he just started out with this group of students on the 5th of October. But I have parents that, oh, I just love this form teacher, always there on point to getting the students to do what they have to do. Those are the sort of persons that we have here at Happy Grove. And when you see our students that, you know, have come through our doors, have spent time with us, and they will tell you, yes, It's only at the Grove. So they will move on sometime and they will come back and say, Miss, oh, we really miss being here. We miss the sort of, you know, relationship we have with you people here. It's not at the place that I am right now. So it's the people that makes it different. Even when they might feel that what you want to do, you might want to implement some different things, they might push back. But then when they understand that this is where we want to go, then they will just do what they have to do.
But Mrs. Facey, some would say this is not a Titchfield High School. When students do their GSAT, it's not GSAT anymore, it's PEP. So when they do the GSAT and you don't pass to go to a Titchfield or well, I'm only speaking because I'm in Portland now, so I won't say a Woolman's or so, but at Titchfield High School, you have to go to Happy Grove High School. Some students will say, our parents, some parents may say, I don't want my child to go to Happy Grove, or I don't want my child to go to Fair Prospect, or because they don't think it's a top school, so to speak. What would you say about that?
I don't subscribe to that. Why? The starting point is different for every student, and the students that we get, we had more value than what they had to students at Titchfield High School, and I can say it without apology to anybody because it is true.
Right.
Where we start students from, it might be at a lower level, but we take them much farther than what they would do. And if they would want to talk the truth, many times our students, when they finish fifth form and they go to sixth form at Titchfield High School, they outshine the students who did from first to
well, I can attest to that because
there.
when my son did PEP, he passed to go to Titchfield, and one of his friends passed for Happy Grove. And when I went there at the school that morning, he was just crying. Oh, I don't want to go to Happy Grove. I want to go to another school. And I saw the father about shortly before COVID, and I said, how is your son? And he was like, I wanted to change and try to see if I could get him into Titchfield High School, and I'm so happy I didn't. I'm so happy I didn't. The teachers, how he's performing now, I am so happy I just didn't, and he stayed, and I am happy. That's what the parents said to me, and you saying this to me now, I'm sure it must make it makes you feel good.
Yes, because we know what we do.
Yes.
We know what we're about. So we don't compare ourselves to others because the playing field is not level.
Right.
And the ministry probably needs to just say that to the population. The playing field is not level. And when you're going to rank schools, it's not fair because the starting point of the students who are sent to Happy Grove, it's not the same starting point of the students who are sent to Titchfield. It's not the same starting point that they're at when they're sent to Ardennes or Woolmer's. So we need to talk the truth.
Right.
Some schools, the teachers have to work harder. But when we build them up, you're not willing to take them though. Yes. Yes. But, and I say to my students, there's going to come a day when we no longer send our students to the other schools for sixth form. Because I've had principals saying to me, oh, thank you for the students that you sent to us. I said, but there's going to come a day when you will no longer see my students.
Yes.
They will stay for sixth form at our school. And that is what we're about, building the school, rebranding the school, making it a better place as we go from strength to strength, and just taking our place where we rightly belong.
On that note, we are going to take our final break, and then we'll wrap up with Mrs. Grandfacey. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Bloom Care Center offers residential and non-residential geriatric and recuperative care. We're focused on improving and maintaining the health and wellness of our clients. Registered with the Ministry of Health and Wellness, we're located at 130 Moonlight Bay, St. Margaret's Bay, Portland, Jamaica, West Indies. Our settings are salubrious with well-trained staff and attention to details. Contact us at 876-913-3247 and 876-368-1493. Email us at bloomcarecenter@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Let us help you care for those you care for.
right, welcome back. We're here speaking with Mrs. Monique Grant Facey at the Apple Grove High School. So Ms. Facey has been talking to us about the history of the school, what makes our school different from all the other schools in the parish. And if you are just joining us, you need to run back the video, start it all over again so that you can capture and get all the information. Because I'm sure after this, you are definitely going to want, even if you don't have a child as yet, if you are planning it, if it's in the works, you know, some people actually start, while planning for pregnancy, they start to map out which school they want to send their child and all of that. Happy Grove should be in your planning. All right, so let us continue with Mrs. Facey. Mrs. Facey, tell me about why parents should send their children here to Happy Grove.
Well, if you want your child to be with teachers who actually care about them and not just willing to pass them on, whether or not they're failing or making any progress, then Happy Grove is the place to be. It's the school that caters for all different pathways. We have students on pathway 1, 2, and 3, and we give them the same treatment. We care about our students, and we give up our utmost best to every student that comes here with us. I just want to say that even when we look at our external exams, each year we improve as we move from strength to strength. When you look at a cohort of 178 students and you have 126 of them attaining 4 or more subjects, where you have 13 or 14 of them getting between 1 to 3 subjects, and just 35 of them thereabout, that we would really want to see them getting more.
You have students who have, past students who have gone off to universities.
Yes.
What's the ratio like?
It depends on the year. You'd have to look at it like that. Most of our students will go to 6th form. So this year we have over 125 students matriculating for grade 12 easily, because they have the subjects that can take them in quite easily, because the subjects are inclusive of math and English, so they can move on to 6th form, whether here at Happy Grove or at another school. So you find that right now we have more than 70% of our cohort who can easily move on to tertiary.
Nice, nice. What's next for Happy Grove High School?
Continue to do the best that we can to shine. We are the star of the East, in spite of what some people want to say, because we are in the East. We are the star, and we are bent on, you know, just getting back to that place where people recognize that we are still here and we're not an option. We are it.
Right.
Yes.
Well, hold on. Repeat that, Mrs. Facey.
We're not an option. It's not where you send your child because you can't get in somewhere else. We are it.
I love that. I really love that. How do you contact the school? Is there a social media or a website, a social media page or
we
website?
are on Facebook. Our Facebook page name is Happy Grove Official. It's where we post information about school activities when we want to get in touch with parents. So it's all our parents should subscribe. They should like our page, get on it, see what is happening for yourself. You'll see where we post where our past students or alumni are supporting the school as we go from day to day. And if you want to get in touch with us easily, it's the place to go. We're on WhatsApp. The school contact number is 876-579-6649 or 876-579-6687.
And parents can always contact the school and get access to their child's teacher, the principal, for info.
Well, those numbers will give you direct contact to myself or the main office.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good. Is there anything else you want the world to know about the Happy Grove High School?
That we're here and we are the greatest. We don't think we should be measuring ourselves based on the yardstick of other people. So we'll not say that we are second to none. And we will not allow anybody to allow us to feel like we're second to any. We will not talk about ourselves like that, because we know where we get our students, their starting point, and we know where we are taking them to. So we'll continue to be in the place that we are, the greatest place on the face of the earth, and just continue to move from strength to strength.
On that note, I want to thank you again so much, Mrs. Spacey, for allowing us to come to this great school, the great Apple Grove High School. The environment, it's the learning environment. Once you come here, you must learn. I mean, you may, with all the breeze and thing from the sea, you may be too comfortable, so the teachers every now and then may have to touch you and say, you know, wake up. But it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful compound. It's very big, folks. So you may, after COVID, you may want to take a tour. The numbers are there. Mrs. Spacey just gave you the number. We'll have the numbers floating along the screen. So come on, after COVID, call Mrs. Spacey, the principal, and she'll make arrangements. Thank you once more, Mrs. Spacey.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, yes, it's just beautiful. I can't get over it. Thank you, folks, so much for joining us on this another episode of Talk the Journey. I told you, week from week, you don't know where we're going to be. We are unpredictable. Next week, we may even be in Mobile. You never know. Join us next time. Oh, before I go, I want to make special mention to legal chambers, attorneys at law, my stylist, who's not here today, unfortunately, Bloom Care Center for get all your nursing needs, services there. They do in-house service, short-term, long-term geriatric care. To my wonderful crew for always being there. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time on this another episode of Talk the Journey. If you have a story to share, please feel free to contact us at 876-368-1493 or send us an email at talkthejourney@gmail.com, or you can visit our YouTube page, leave us a message, and we'll get back to you. Thank you.
Bloom Care Center offers residential and non-residential geriatric and recuperative care. We're focused on improving and maintaining the health and wellness of our clients. Registered with the Ministry of Health and Wellness, we're located at 130 Moonlight Bay, St. Margaret's Bay, Portland, Jamaica, West Indies. Our settings are salubrious with well-trained staff and attention to details. Contact us at 876-913-3247 and 876-368-1493. Email us at bloomcarecenter@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Let us help you care for those you care for.